Hello, 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 everyone. Hey, welcome back to my channel. All right, let's see what we got for you right now. Hey, we got a car that, it's actually an SUV that it's quite modern. I mean, even till today's standards, it's quite remembered. It's been very popular around the world. But let's get to the point. What we got for you right now, it's a 143 scale Mitsubishi Pajero, and this is the small generation. I don't know how you guys call this generation exactly, and the reason I say this is because it's it's a smaller, right? It's a three door. Let's call it that. The uh three door model. They got the three door and they got the five door. The one that I'm used to seeing is the five door in United States and Canada, if I'm not mistaken. We did not have the three door generation in this model. We had it in the model before, but not in this model, which is the third generation. This generation ran from 1991 until in Japan, which it was where it was produced, until 1999. But then you had other countries producing it in the Philippines, in Colombia, in India, in China, and Iran, and also in Spain. And every country finished after, what the Japanese um, dates were. The Japanese was the original one. In other countries in the world, it has different names. In China, it was called Changfeng. In Spain, it was called a Galloper, Spania, and it had other names too in other countries. And also, even in the Western Hemisphere, I would say like America, Canada, and Latin America, even in Europe, they had different names. Example, in Latin America, this was the Mitsubishi Pajero, like you see it right there, like you see it in this car. In North America, we knew this as the Mitsubishi Montero. I know it's Montero, Pajero, it's more or less the same, but we didn't know it as a Pajero. We knew it as a Montero. The Pajero also was known a lot in Europe. Now that I'm thinking, I'm not fully sure if in Latin America it was called Pajero. It was called Montero also, but I'm not fully sure. I am not fully sure, but I know it's also called in England. It was called Mitsubishi Shogun. So it's quite. I always wanted to know that. Why is that in different countries they call it differently? It's because the name could be offensive in some countries. Um, I'm not sure. Or it's just not popular enough in some countries if they put that name on it. Never knew why different names in the same model, in different names depending on the country where it's sold. That's one good thing to know. But again, like I said, it's the main one, the one in Japan, was between 1991 and 1999. It was not the end of the Montero Pajero Shogun story. They had a fourth generation. They refreshing the face, refreshing. Also, another thing I have to mention, in North America, we did not have them with the round lights in this, like in this generation. We had them with the whole full light. I guess full square, however you're gonna call it. But it looks good in both ways. I gotta say, it looks very attractive. I love this two tone colors. I think it gives them a real nice, classy look. The spoiler, I never seen them with spoiler. That's another touch that I find it very attractive. It gives it a little bit of, I can still give you some racing power. It must have a turbo because I see the airflow. Now doesn't mean the turbo has to have that, but I see that there. But it's just it might be a smaller on the smaller side, SUV. The 3-door. The 5-door is a lot bigger. It has another row of seats, so it has to be bigger. So it's a bigger, obviously, it's longer. But it's very attractive. I mean, both ways are very attractive. I also have the 5-door. In a future video, I'll post it. But it's a very good looking car. I'm going to let it go around a few times so you can have a nice look at the car, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So, what do you think about this Mitsubishi? Does it bring you memories that you probably remember 20 years ago when you were learning how to drive and your father had one of these and you said, I wanted that, I want that SUV, Dad. I remember back in 1991 and the early 1990s, SUVs were not as popular. And then, started getting some bad reputation with the SUVs. Some of them were getting reputation that will flip if you're going too fast in a turn. Unfortunately, the main loser in that story was the Isuzu Trooper. Sadly, I think that was one of the main reasons the Trooper model was discontinued not too long after, because they just destroyed their reputation. And the Mitsubishi Monteros, Pajero, Shogun, how you want to call it, also had that a bit of that fate. But that's another story to talk about. And we're just talking about how they look over here. Hopefully you're enjoying these videos as much as I enjoy making them. If you please do not forget to give me that nice thumbs up and show me that you're enjoying the video. And also, let me know in the comments what you guys think and what you guys remember about these models. Do not forget to click and subscribe. And we'll take it from there. Alright guys, so take care of yourselves more than ever, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.